old Saab has been feeling pretty sluggish lately. Turns out I've got a no boost situation.
Lady almost ran me off the road. Jeez.
In third gear at wide open throttle, the boost gauge is barely kissing the lower end of the yellow. On a healthy 900 turbo, it should be sitting near the mid to upper end of that yellow zone. I actually didn't know exactly where the needle was supposed to sit from factory. The only reason I caught the boost leak was because I recently installed a hot air intake. I know it's not the best way to do it. I'm working on a better solution, but I got impatient and just really wanted to hear that intake and turbo spool noises. So I threw it on, took the car for a drive, and noticed it wasn't making any extra fun noises I was expecting. That's when I knew I had no boost. You might be asking, how could I not notice a lack of boost in a turbo car? Valid question. The thing is, I only drive this car about 3 times a month, and when I do drive it, I drive it like a grandpa. Anyway, the first thing I did was to start searching online for common no boost issues on the 900. I found quite a few possible causes. The Facebook groups had some really helpful answers, and Mr. Lee Kelso's no boost diagnosis video was excellent as well. But to really understand the problem properly, both the big picture and the small details, I turned to the factory service manual provided by eManual Online, and I gotta say, having it as a searchable PDF was a game changer. I could quickly jump to the exact sections I needed while diagnosing the boost issue. So I went straight to section 291, which is the turbocharger section, and inside there's a subsection called APC troubleshooting and component testing, and it pretty much covers everything: how to test the solenoid valve, knock sensor, pressure sensor, bypass valve, and even step-by-step instructions on how to replace the turbocharger if needed. And since I'm a very visual person, all these diagrams really help me a lot in understanding what the APC does and how the system works. This diagram right here shows the routing of all the connections, all the sensors and the solenoid valves and everything. And so this diagram really gave me a big picture of how the system works and where I can check. So if you don't already have a factory service manual for your car, I highly recommend getting one. They're super informative and only cost around $20 to $40 depending on the model. I'll drop a link in the description along with a 22% discount code just for you guys. Honestly, once you have one, it becomes one of the best tools you have in your garage. The first thing I did was to remove this hose at the APC solenoid. What this does is it removes the safeguard that is the APC system and allows the turbo to spool up without any logic in place. Well, the good news is that the turbo is spooling up nicely, so nothing's wrong with my turbocharger, thank goodness. This indicates an issue with either the APC solenoid valve or the knock sensor. The APC system uses the knock sensor to detect engine knock and will send a signal to the APC solenoid and cut off boost in order to prevent further damage. A new APC solenoid is no longer available new, but an updated aftermarket solution is available at MCS for about $140. A new knock sensor from Bosch is available on Rock Auto for about $40. To check if my knock sensor is working, I took a socket extension and gave it some light taps while the engine was running. This will simulate engine knock, and when that happens, it will send a signal to the APC solenoid and cut off boost. Basically, the solenoid should chatter when I do this. Mine was not making any noises whatsoever, and since the knock sensor is the cheaper option, I ordered a new one. Plus, this car is 40 years old, so even if the knock sensor doesn't turn out to be the issue, I'll have replaced another old part on this car. Well, that didn't do anything. The car still has no boost, so the next thing, you guessed it, is the updated APC solenoid from MCS. Major kudos to Jordan at MCS for developing parts like this for the classic Saab community. It really helps us keep these unique cars on the road. This is a complete plug-and-play solution that replaces the existing APC solenoid, including the hoses and the electrical connections. So this is the solenoid valve, and this is the bracket that it comes in. And if you see, there's a R, W, and C that corresponds to the three inlets and outlets. So R is recirculating, W is wastegate, and C is the compressor, turbocharger compressor. So it's pretty hard to mess up. This is the R recirculating, and that is the hose that connects to the intake piping here. There you go. Okay, so the next one, this one is W, which is the wastegate, and that hose is actually the same hose we removed while diagnosing this issue. So that's this hose right here at the bottom, and it goes down into the wastegate. And this is something obvious, but it's much easier to do this when your car is cold, because all the stuff right here turns really hot when the car is hot. Okay, I think it's just easier to disconnect the final one, the compressor, and then do that all together, because some of the hoses are getting in the way. The stock APC unit is made by SEM, which is the same brand that makes the DIC cassettes for the T5, T7 engines. Pretty cool. Okay, so the wastegate hose goes from here all the way down to right over there. There we go. So that little circle thing is the wastegate, and there's a little nipple coming out of that, so you connect it to that. And lastly, the compressor, which is right here, and it goes to the turbo compressor, and there's a little nipple right there coming off of the actual compressor housing. The hardest part of this install is putting back the hose clamps down in the crowded areas of the wastegate and the compressor, so that just goes to show how easy this is to do. It was literally plug and play, including the wiring. So now that it's all back together, let's go for a test drive. This is the moment of truth, guys. Ready? Oh. Okay, I gotta try this again. Hold on. I am pretty convinced at this point that this car has never made full boost during my ownership of 2 years, because when I first got it, it was boosting okay, and then over time I think the solenoid kind of just stopped working. But now that the solenoid is replaced, I mean, this is a completely different animal. Maybe it's a little bit of a placebo effect, but with the new solenoid and the intake, with the sound and everything, this turbo lag feels absolutely insane. I mean, it kind of feels like this car is kind of ripping itself apart, especially at the higher RPMs. And I know it's kind of ridiculous saying that about a car that makes less than 200 horsepower and pound-feet of torque, but that's just what I feel. You know, I think the old school turbo lag is just that dramatic. I thought the SPG was special even before this discovery of boost, simply because the way it looks outside and the quirks on the inside and just the raw old school feeling. But now with this boost and the noise, this just kind of hits different. Okay. One more time, let's go. This is second gear. Third gear. Well, I'm glad the boost is back, because I'm taking Vader 900 to the tail of the Dragon in about a month, and I don't even want to imagine showing up there with no boost, or just not even knowing that I had no boost. And now that it's making full boost and the noise, I am ready for it, fingers crossed. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's been a lot going on in my life personally, a lot of moving pieces, so I can't really do YouTube as much as I want to. So thank you for the patience. And even though my videos don't really get the views that it used to, I've never really done it for the views. I just do it because I love doing this. I love Saabs. So for those of you who are here, I really appreciate it. And for the new viewers, welcome to the channel. This is just the average Joe struggling to make life happen and enjoy cars at the same time. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.